All right. Let's do a contract review with ChatGPT. So I took all the information out of this agreement, but how could this contract be made better? Provide 5 areas. And how should I negotiate it? So there's no point going over the contract, but the way that it spit it out, here's a summary, okay? The agreement does not clearly state compensation for the terms. Well, that's wrong. It says it right here, right? Company will pay independent contractor a production rate of $45 per RVU for any hours worked. They agree to pay the contractor a production rate at $50 per RVU for evening hours. So that's wrong, okay? Liability insurance. The agreement does not mention liability or malpractice insurance. Well, Article 4 talks malpractice insurance, and during the term of the agreement, they will provide malpractice insurance, providing coverage and protection for both the employer or the contracting company and the contractor for services provided. Now, it doesn't mention tail, but it didn't say anything about tail. It said it doesn't mention malpractice insurance. So, number 2 was wrong. What else we got? Non-compete. The agreement does not contain a non-compete. Okay? Well, this to me looks like a non-compete. Restrictions upon practice, okay? During the term and upon termination for any reason, the contractor cannot do for 1 year within 10 miles of any hospital or healthcare facility. That's a restriction. The non-solicitation is right underneath it. So number 3 is blatantly wrong. It says their agreement does not include any information on confidentiality or intellectual property. Well, this is a confidentiality clause right here, the whole thing. So that's wrong. And then it says dispute resolution. It does not specify the process. Well, that's true. So I got 1 out of 5 right. So we know that it bombed. That's an F in anybody's playbook, especially with something as important as a contract and malpractice insurance and a non-compete and how much you're paid. Okay? But let's just say it was right. So what's the next steps? Okay? Say, here's areas for improvement of the physician contract, okay? So here's some of the areas that you could compete, but it doesn't contain those information. So that's wrong. And I asked it, but how much pay should I ask, right? Determining can depend on various factors, so it doesn't give an answer. Well, who do I negotiate with? Well, the parties named and the counterparty in the contract. That's not always true because it could be a law firm that has nothing to do with how much you're paid or how much benefit you get or how many vacation days you get. And if you want to ask for more, they don't have the power to change that. But what person there at the facility, I asked? Well, the person you negotiate with at this facility would depend on the structure. Well, that's great, but how do I know what's dependent on the structure? And it doesn't give any information. But the CEO or the chief medical officer is maybe the most appropriate person. That might be true. But sometimes it's a recruiter. Sometimes it's a service line manager. Sometimes the CEO is way beyond the scope of hiring a physician because there's 17 people underneath he or she. I wrote what some of the other differences, right? It doesn't really give a lot of limitations. Of course, then it gives all these, non-answers. It gives limitations when it's not good at. So at the end of the day, will a artificial intelligence or ChatGPT talk about contracts? The answer is no. ChatGPT does not understand your story. ChatGPT obviously gets stuff wrong. ChatGPT is a great tool for a lot of things if you want to find a way to make dinner with the 5 ingredients you have in the kitchen. If you want to do research on where to go to dinner on a Friday night that has a terrace and is in the sun, right? In a specific state that you're going to go to. ChatGPT is great if you want to write a poem to somebody. ChatGPT has so many wonderful benefits. But looking at a contract is not one of them. So when you get a contract and you need help with it from a trusted, reliable source that does everything the way it should be, which is in detail, which is not rushing through, which is not assuming that everything is the same. It's a customized approach with your situation and your story in mind. Give us a call at Contract Diagnostics. We'd love to hear your story. We'd love to talk to you instead of you talking to a thing. So reach out if we can help with anything. We'd love to help here at Contract Diagnostics. It's all we do. And we do use artificial intelligence, but not for looking at contracts. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Have a great one.